After being completely shut out when these were released a few weeks ago due to high demand and low quantity, Salt and Straw finally did us right and put a lot more of these in stores. We've got the Tacolate. This is a collab with Taco Bell, which I find confusing a little bit because I don't know what really is Taco Bell about this, and they're not selling them at Taco Bell. So, which would be a lot easier for me to get too. I had to drive a little bit to get this, but I'm fortunate enough to at least have a Salt and Straw in my backyard. Hello, welcome to Dad Snacks. We're gonna get to this right now. Now let's kind of discuss what's in here. It's an extra crunchy waffle taco packed with cinnamon ancho ice cream, dunked in dark chocolate, and studded with puffed quinoa. I'm not a huge fan of quinoa. Probably gonna be okay here, but definitely not a flavor I would choose to go in a product that plays homage to the Choco Taco, which is a crime that those are not still being made. We need to get those back stat. Chit chat, let's get this open so we can keep it from melting all over the place. I like this little box though. It's got like a flat little storage thing. Doesn't tear very well, but good idea, the intention. Oh, see, I already forgot. This is why it's Taco Bell. They have these Taco Bell themed sauces. You've got this wild berry and this mango jalapeno. So we're definitely gonna get to these in just a second as well. But we're here for the taco, right? Get this open. There we go. Looks pretty nice. A little bit smaller than I would anticipate, but I've seen like the Cold Stone ones. Those are huge, but honestly, I don't need something here. This is a dessert. This might even be too big. But as you can see, you got your little quinoa things there, the chocolate, and then let's give it a bite and see what that ice cream, the ancho ice cream tastes like. So you definitely got dark chocolate here. The ice cream was a little muted, just probably because I had so much chocolate there. But you get a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of spice, I guess you could say, from that ancho chili flavor. I want to try just the ice cream a bit and see if I can get that flavor profile a little bit better for you. Okay. Yeah, very cinnamon forward ice cream. Well, yeah, it's still getting that that chili aspect of it as well. It's got a little mix. I would honestly say it's not my favorite ice cream in the world, but I think from what they're going for here, this probably is gonna work. I can't wait to try the sauces on it. First up, wild berry cinnamon. Typical Taco Bell pack, by the way. Tears nicely though, there we go. Kind of dark and eerie, huh? Wow, that really enhances the flavors all over the place. I thought it would be more jam-like, and it really isn't. It just adds some sweetness in there. I think it does a good job enhancing that cinnamon though, because that was pretty muted until you added that on there. Pretty decent. Moving on to the mango jalapeno. Ooh, wow, that hit right away. You can smell that. That one actually almost smells like a taco sauce kind of got over my hand there, but there you go. Kind of looks like a caramel, right? That one actually adds some heat. I think it really brings out that ancho chili. So I think what they're doing here, they're kind of highlighting the cinnamon in one and then the chili heat from the other one. I think the only way to do this right though was to blend these. Wild berry cinnamon, it squirts out the side. So it is like a normal Taco Bell pack. Everywhere but on your food. And the mango jalapeno. I'm making a mess. Oh well. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to eat it. That was a nice blend. The cinnamon kicks up when you first get in there, got that nice heat at the end. And the mango habanero kind of adds a little bit of sweetness, almost like that caramel. So I really do like that. As it relates to the taco itself, going with that Choco Taco flavor, this doesn't hit. It's not there. I really think dark chocolate makes it a little more bold, and the ice cream is kind of muted. But when you add those sauces, that really helps. So I'm gonna give them credit, because remember, I started this like, I don't know why Taco Bell's involved. Now I get it. They made up something that's a little more neutral palate, has some flavors there, and then use those sauces to really bring it out. I would love to see this done. I know it's a collaboration and they want you to use the packets, but I'm curious to see what this would taste like if they just made it with those sauces already in the item itself. So I think this was a good effort. I really like the ingenuity, kind of doing something a little bit different by adding some heat to it, some chili in there, and then, having more of a neutral base. But it's probably like something I would only seek out on occasion. It isn't gonna be something I'll go through and order. They have plenty of really good ice creams that I have not tried. I'd probably pick those first. But as like a one-off, as I said, something to try, I definitely think it was worth it. I like what they did here. I think they did a really good job with the collaboration, and it really makes sense as to why Taco Bell was involved here. If I was just rating the taco by itself, I'd probably go something like 7.5. When you add those sauces in there, And I think you do have to add both. When you put it all together, I think it's a much higher. I think you got to go with like 8.7. It's going to be an acquired taste. Not everybody's going to like it. This isn't, probably something that a young kid's going to like. But I think for an adult dessert and kind of flashback to your childhood with those Choco Tacos, this is a good substitute. And as I said, it's like growing up at that point. This is a more growing up gourmet version of that Choco Taco. But as always, I want to know your thoughts. Did you get to try this the first time around, or maybe you got it over the weekend when they re-released? I do know they were trying to sell some online and send to people. I'm not sure if you got that. By the time I even knew they had been released, those were even sold out. And I haven't seen those come back in stock yet. But if you were lucky, good for you. And I'd love to hear your comments about your opinion on this Tacolate and this whole process and the collaboration. And if you're not following me, make sure you smash that follow button, hit that like. I review snacks like this every day. Would love to have you on this snacks journey. But that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go devour this and get the mess off my hand. Until my next snack, cheers. Thank you all.